ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Good afternoon. It is very difficult task speaking after lunch, that too delicious lunch. I was speaking in a seminar afternoon session conducted by our Bengaluru chapter in respect of finance for non-financial executives of public sector undertakings. I supposed to speak on indirect taxes. That too after lunch. It was very boring subject. They were feeling sleepy. I little irritated. I was speaking on interstate sales, forum A, forum C, all this. But they're not interested. In order to catch their attention, I thought that let me speak something on how to make money. Then I told them I know how to make 1 crore in the stock exchange. Everybody is alerted. They want to know how to make 1 crore of money. They were under the impression that while going back, they'll carry 1 crore along with them. Slowly I told them, it is very easy to make 1 crore in the share market. First you invest 2 crores. Within no time, it will become 1 crore. Unfortunately, everybody disappeared. Let me try to catch your attention. Who is the most sufferer in the GST regime? Pardon me? Do you think it is a small taxpayer? Do you think it is an exporter? Do you think it is a consultant? No, not professionals. It is a GST accountant. You know that how GST accountant pre-GST regime? He was like this. He was in a dildar position, enjoying his weekend holidays, going family trip for along with the family, friends, taking leaves. No tension. Only during the tax audit period, there was some little tension. Otherwise, he is like this. After introduction of GST, he is like this. Do you agree or not? So many returns, so many reconciliation, then so many notices, then investigation by central, state, then DGRM, what not. He has become like this. Most of the people said that GST is a mess. It is mess like this. Lot of mess. Why this is mess like this? Frequent changes and amendments. Lot of changes, lot of frequent. There are 250 circulars so far. In order to clarify certain points, they issued the circular. It has confused some more confusion. In order to avoid those confusion, they issued one more circular. Totally confusion to the square. Then sometimes rules are changes retrospectively. I'll give one example. Definitely Mr. Christopher will agree with me. Regarding rule 9610, this is in case of exporter who claim the refund under IGST rule. They want the exporter who wanted to claim the IGST refund through customs. They wanted to restrict him to procure the goods from local supplier who charges at 0.01% or deemed export benefit, or import the goods with the payment of IGST under advance authorization or EOU. They want to restrict him to procure from these people. In January 2018, they issued a notification stating that instead of restricting procuring from these people, they said that person who is supplying to those exporters claiming the GST refund, IGST refund, should not procure these under these notifications. Instead of exporter, they want to restrict the supplier. So it was going on till September 2018. Then came to know, they realized that they have made that restriction in the month of January 2018 with retrospective effective of October 2017. So immediately they made changes that no exporter should not claim the benefit of this from the supplier, or should not import the goods under advance license or EOU without payment of GST under custom notification 78 or 79. So they have realized this mistake. By that time, damage has happened. Then in 2020, the DGRM noticed that yes, most of the exporters claiming the refund, but at the same time they are availing the exemption of IGST on import of goods under advance license or EPC. EOU scheme. By the time DGRM visited all the export houses, they have booked more than 500 cases in Bengaluru, demanding 1,000 crores, not less than 1,000 crores. Out of which, certain people, around 200 exporters, filed the writ petition, and some of them they have paid the tax with interest, and some of them they got the amendment to bill of entry so that they can claim the IGST. This mistake happened. And they come to know that this is not constitutionally valid. In between, Kerala High Court also said that this section 9610 is unconstitutional. Then what they made is, in October 2024, they removed this. They have deleted the rule 9610. So deletion of rule 9610 means it is the effect of that it was not there from the beginning. So afterwards, department started issuing the notices. Gujarat High Court came to know and that held that once it is deleted from the rule without saving clause, it is effect of not it was there in the original act itself. Accordingly, all 1,000 crores demand gone for. So this is the fate of the mess. Next, let us understand complexity in GST return filing. Matching ITC with supplier filing is a huge task, and a small error leading to penalty, either penalty or denial of ITC, and you will be getting the notice under section 74, not under section 73. Then ITC restriction and complication. Section 17.5 is the most cruel section under GST. I made lot of observation for quiz purpose. What is the most crucial section in the IGST? What is the dangerous section in the IGST? What is the confusing section in the IGST? What is the funny section in the IGST? So, section 17.5 is most cruel section. In addition to that, reverse charges mechanism and ISD compulsory from April 2025, unnecessary litigation notices, even genuine taxpayer get caught in a procedural traps. So, we are trapped by the procedures, not the legal one. Small procedural lapse leading into notices, that too under section 74. You are aware of that what is section 74. Then poor GST portal experience. Sometimes GST portal not working for e-way bill generation. You would have come across several times. Whenever GST portal is not working, immediately clients asking me, sir, GST working not portal, what to do? According to them, I am the culprit. According to them, I made a mistake, suggesting to raise the e-way bill as and when you are moving the goods out. Like that, all of a sudden, e-invoicing system portal will go off. Immediately I will be getting calls as if we are the culprit. Different interpretation across the state. Yes, GST is one nation, one tax, but it need not be necessary in case of section interpretation. Different state will have different interpretation. Advance ruling authority of different state give different version, and the same department, different state gives a different portion, and the same state GST, central GST will have different portion, and state GST will have different portion. So that they say there is no one section, one interpretation. One section, number of interpretation. So burden for small businesses, compliance costs are high. They need tax consultant or CMA or CA services regularly. And the tax liability for clerical mistake and procedural lapses. This all the procedural aspect we have to undergo this. So because of this, it is a mess. GST looks simple, but in practice, it's complex, uncertain, and costly to comply with. Let us understand the departmental audit procedure. Section 65 provided for audit either by the commissioner or person authorized by the commissioner in a place of business or. So let us understand what is audit first. Audit is whether it is science or arts or commerce. It is a science, it is a arts, but also commerce. What is commerce means here? You understood. Commerce means they'll come out with the targets. Targets of show-code notice, targets for their pocket. So that is here. Arts, the audit is not only science and arts, but also commerce. Of course, more commerce. It depends. Then section 65 provided for audit, commissioner or any officer authorized by him may undertake audit of any registered person at the place of business or their officers. So rule 101 provided for procedure for audit. Then they have to give the 15 days notice. Then you may take some time to produce the books of accounts. Audit may be conducted at taxpayers' premises or department office. Usually central excise authority, central department, central GST authority, they'll come with a 3-4 person, 2 superintendent, 2 inspector. In addition to that, AC keep coming then and there. They're conducting this audit. Once they comes over here, there will be minimum 1 month. They'll each and everything. Somebody has to be attended in time. And officer may inform discrepancy for taxpayers' reply, so that you may give reply during the audit or after audit. You have that right. After that, there will be ADT 02, audit observation. Once audit observation is there, then it will be followed by show cause notice under section 70, either under section 73 or 74. Now it is 74A. Before that, there is a provision to pay. There will be issued the DRC 01 in case you agree to pay tax with interest under section 73. In case it is noticed under section 74, you have to pay with penalty of 15%, so that no further proceedings. It will be dropped further proceedings. This is the audit procedure. So what is your responsibility? To afford him the necessary facility to verify the books of accounts or other documents as he may require. Here, facility is very important. What is the facility? Facility, you have to provide them a vehicle. Money later, sir. Don't come to conclusion now itself. I have to provide them a vehicles. It is facility. Why means it's not a question of why. You have to provide here. Sir, if it is large, then they would have not here. So facility you have to take in the largest sense. You have to provide them vehicle, and they are coming from Yelahanka, Koramangala, and you have to consolidate everybody and you have to bring them to our premises. So that is a facility. Then you have provide them a good lunch. Then they have visited one of my clients' resort hotel. They have a Coorg. They have a resort in Coorg. Daily 40,000 rupees. They wanted 1 week stay at Coorg. If they go to garment industry, they'll take all garments for their family, children. They'll take away. Fortunately, they're not asking you to reverse the ITC on that. In the law, you supposed to reverse it as a free gift. Fortunately, you are safer. Furnish such information as he may require and render resistant for timely completion of the audit. So, handling the audit is a tough job. It requires diplomacy, it requires dareness, it requires knowledge, it requires all your skill. Sometimes you have to be tough, sometimes you have to be diplomat, sometimes you have to be perfect. This is the blend of all. So, once you attend the GST department audit, you will become a perfect man. So, there's no perfect wife, perfect husband, but there's a perfect accountant after the audit. So, let us understand the scope of audit. Their tax liability, forward and reverse charges, quantification, understanding, verification, then input tax credit claims, 16(2) and all other reconciliation, this thing and it has to be in toto, it has to be right. Turnover reconciliation, books, return, GST 9C, and other income, you have to be reconciled perfectly. Otherwise, there will be notices. And compliance with GST registration, payment of tax, return filing, valuation rules, reverse charges, refunds, UA bill. All these they are going to verify. Not restricted to this. For them, sky is the limit. So, what all the record they are going to see? GST 1, 3B, GST 9, GST 9C, GST 2A, 2B, whatever. Then books of accounts, ledger, trade balance, purchase register, sales registers, invoices, debit, credit note, bank statement, EBRC, contract, agreements, UA bills, tax register. These are all the documents they are going to verify it. Then you need to know what is your rights and obligation. Must produce the required documents and cooperate with the audit team. Right to explain and clarify the transaction, may seek extension time, any number of times, maybe 2-3 times they'll give it. So, as and when you ask for the time, there is a consideration, don't worry. You have to be careful about that. You ask no time, okay, no problem. They have to take care of it. Right to reply to audit objection, you have that right. During the audit, after audit, you have that right. Let us understand the issues to be covered. This is the most important. There are a number of issues. I'm not talking about here whether GST is applicable or not. I'm talking about the issues only. In case you want opinion on this, you have to ask me separately. Yes. So, at present, secondment of employment, most of the judges, High Court already given the favorable judgment in favor of the assessee. Deemed supply, import of services, they are going to see in detail, especially place of supply, whether intermediate service or not. And foreign bank charges, most importantly, foreign bank charges, whether GST is applicable or not under reverse charges. And they're going to see the notes on accounts, what is the foreign exchange transaction, they'll reconcile with, and they're going to see your 15 CACB statement also. So, most crucial aspect, foreign currency payments. And some of the foreign currency payment would have not occurred in the 15 CACB. It would have not in the your notes on accounts. They'll go in deep. They scrutinize each and every ledger account. They'll find out. Their audit, especially central GST audit, their audit is 360 degree. Their audit is such a perfect that nothing will escape from the audit. Then corporate guarantee, already favorable decision. Non-relation of export proceed in case of refunds. So they issue a notice for export in case goods exported under LUT but not realize the export proceeds. They'll issue the notices. It is again subject to discussion, subject to outcome of the some high courts. Otherwise, wherever you got the refund, you have to realize the money within the prescribed time as provided in the FEMA. In case delayed, then they'll ask you to pay interest. In case not realized, they'll ask you to make payment of this. In addition to that, Central Excise Authority, they're going to see the customs issue also, drawback, road tax, any other issue, they want to cover it. So those report will be goes to customs. E-way reconciliation both inward and outward. If nothing is available, they'll cash e-way bill in 100% verification. Then they'll see total credit avoided. Then they compare with the e-way bill inward turnover. If there's excess, then you have said, then there's a question. There's a shortage in e-way bill. They said that you have not issued the goods at all. Both it is a double-edged sword. If you say yes, problem. If you say no, problem. If you keep quiet, it would be better. No, there's a chances of negotiation. No. Non-filing of ITC 04. Who come across the nonsense of filing of ITC 04? Have you tried filing of ITC 04? See, filing of ITC 04 in the garment industry is Herculean task. It is impossible to file ITC 04 because goods are moving one jobber to another jobber. From there, exports will be taking place. It will be known only after 1 year, after money received. So, no one-to-one correlation possible. So, if they start working on ITC 04, it is a hell. Turnover reconciliation, they'll expect a trial balance for each state. In case you have a trial balance for consolidated, you cannot have trial balance branch wise, state wise. You have a problem. It amounts to not maintenance of books of accounts. Refund scrutiny. So when goods supplied to SEZ, what are the procedure? You have to make sure that the proper officer acknowledge the receipt of goods or services for authorized operation. You have to make sure that in case you export to third party, there are 4-5 conditions. Then the exporter supposed to be registered under concerned export promotional council. He has to give the purchase order. He has to give the one copy of purchase order, jurisdiction office of the supplier. Then your shipping bill should contain the shipping bill, invoice number and GST number of the supplier. And also then he has to generate the EGM. He has to provide the copy of shipping bill. Any clerical mistake in this, lapses in this, certainly it is tax. And most importantly, goods should remove directly to the port, either port or registered warehouse under customs. If you deliver to the place of that exporter, then it is not a compliance. Make sure that this procedure followed in toto. Then have you come across GST 9 part serial number 8? Could you able to comment on this, Mr. Harish? Harish Ume here. You talk about something on GST 9 part 8 importance. What is the crucial point here? You give me a mic, sir. Take mic.
Part 4, Exhibit number 8 of GST have a more importance in running of annual return. See, after all the returns, you need to file an annual return once in a year. To make annual return, you need to report your input tax rate reconciliation between your GST 2A or 2B with your 3B. That reconciliation you need to provide in serial number 8. Table 8 GST department to reconcile your input tax rate as per your 3D along with the GST 2D. If there is any difference in that, if there is any negative difference in that, definitely department will demand a tax irrespective of if you provide any reconciliation, any statement or any submissions, department will not accept that. They will just compare your input tax rate with your table 8 of GST. Whatever you do, while finding the